Good morning. It is early, like early, like before 7 early. But it is Half Moon Cay day, so I want to go and get my workout in before we get to the island. So I am up and I am ready and I'm going up. So let's go get that workout in and then I'll get ready for the day. Maybe grab some breakfast. Back from the gym, I stopped and I got some breakfast up on Lido Deck, which I stopped at Lucky Bowl. Lucky Bowl it's a concept that's only available on the Carnival Sunrise during lunchtime. It's like these Asian bowls that I haven't tried yet, but I think I'm going to try tomorrow. Not sure, but I do plan to try it. But in the morning, they do just these little breakfast bowls. And these are made to order, which is always my preference for breakfast. The buffet is just not ideal, although it is faster. So I got in line like 5 minutes after they opened, and the line wasn't very long. Still sat in line for about 20 minutes, which is totally understandable. They're making every single egg order to order. So I get it. You're going to wait for it. But I got the cheesy bacon egg hash. It is this like cheesy bacon mix on the bottom, some hash browns, some sausage, and a couple of eggs over medium. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Okay, that's good. It's not quite as greasy as you'd expect. I think it's actually closer to like an English bacon than like a fatty American bacon, which is very welcome because I didn't want something that was overly heavy and I didn't realize that it was the cheese melted in with the bacon when I ordered it. The egg is probably closer to an over easy, which is totally fine with me because I actually prefer that. And the hash browns are kind of like my favorite breakfast thing at Carnival that's available up at the buffet because their hash browns are not just like a standard hash brown. They're more like a potato latke. If you have a Jewish background and you've ever tried those where they have onions mixed in with it, so they've got some good flavor. So this is great. I'm going to eat probably some of this, probably not all of it, because it is heavy and it's hot out, but this is a really good breakfast option if you want to give it a chance and you got the time to wait for it. Okay, I'm back. The more I ate this, the more I decided that I'm actually not as big a fan of it. The cheesy bacon sauce kind of overtakes everything. So it all became very one note in the flavor, and you didn't taste the egg anymore, and you didn't taste the hash brown anymore. So I gotta say, maybe not the best option there, but the same station also did like the omelets and the fresh eggs to order. So that's a place that you can get that, and then you can go to the buffet and get all of your sides if you want to, because honestly, the thing that is really my least favorite about the buffet are those eggs that are on there, the scrambled powdered eggs. So skip those, get a fresh egg, and then you can get whatever sides you want over by the rest of the buffet. But yep, so that's it. Fine with me because it's kind of heavy. Probably shouldn't eat all of it before going onto a hot island. And that'll probably be it for the morning. For me, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to go and catch a tender over to Half Moon Cay and show you what that island is like. We got the entrance to Half Moon Cay. We're starting off with the shopping area. right, so we are on the island. It's a little bit chaotic getting on here just because they pack those tenders so full, but it is like a 5-minute ride from the island. It was so full when I got on it that I was actually just standing because there were no more seats. But hey, we got on. There's a little bit of a line to take a picture in front of the Half Moon Cay sign because everybody wants a picture there. And now I'm actually just going to take a little walk over to the island barbecue before it opens up so that we can see what that looks like and, you know, see what the path is. It's really nice. Actually, the path is totally paved. So if you have trouble walking on sand, you don't have to worry about it. There's a little bit of a brick paved to it, and sometimes it's just regular old sidewalk, but it is a little bit of a walk. It's not too bad. It is warm, but we're in the tropics, so that's totally expected. But here we go. We're coming up on the sign. I think that right around the corner is where we're going to find this. Nope, I was wrong. A little bit more walk, but it is nice and shady here, so it's not quite as hot feeling. Oh, but there's actually construction here right now, so it looks like I cannot get through. Interesting. All right, so I figured out what was up. I kind of went the back way. So it looks like you can actually get to this directly off the beach, but some of the signs also direct you behind. The behind way has construction right now, and this is September 2025. So not the best option right now. I did find a path there, but it was just like a sand one. So if you have trouble walking on sand, go the front way. Don't go through the back like I did. So I'm just going to, they're setting up the barbecue right now. It's not open for about another hour and a half or so, but let's go and check out the menu. There we go. So if you choose to eat on the island, this is what your menu would be. There's just, it's basically like a little buffet station where you go through and they serve all those things. There's usually multiple lines that are here. And then there's so much seating all around. All right, and then as you can see over here, we got some drink stations so you can make sure that you're hydrated and have something to drink with your meal. This is going to be all the same stuff that's free on the ship because this is the Carnival private island. However, your drink package does not work here. If you have cheers or bottomless bubbles, you still have to pay for your drinks as you buy them. And one of the really fun things about Half Moon Cay is the chickens. We got chickens and roosters. Just partying out here. Look at them. All right, let's go and check out the beach. Got a bar, not partying yet, but I'm sure we'll get there later. And then the best view from a bar that you'll ever see. There's our ship, right out there. Time for me to grab a chair and relax. Another stall I was walking around. This is just outside the barbecue actually, and right by the beach. Got lots of Half Moon Cay merch. Some trunks, some stuff in case you forgot them. And this is actually the real reason I came to the store. I forgot to bring my hat on this trip, and this is our first port, so I'm gonna grab myself a Half Moon Cay shirt. That's Half Moon Cay hat. I'm thinking that pink sparkly one at the bottom is going to be it. And this is a store where your Sail and Sign card will work for payment. I found a seat. I think I'm going to park myself right here. I'm actually right next to the lifeguard station. I figure that'll be a little bit safer since it's just me and my bag and no one else. And look at my view. Lots of tenders coming and going. The beautiful water at Half Moon Cay. Just stunning. I know this isn't as exciting as some of the other private islands that exist, but it's one of the originals. It is just a nice beach day, and because the food is all handled by the cruise line, you can do a free day if you want to. Bring your water off the ship. If you got soda with you, bring your soda off the ship. Bring your towel. They got lunch here. That's it. If you don't like the lunch they got here, go back on the ship, We don't have to be back on the ship until 3:15, so you can come right back out if you want to. Honestly, I think I'm only going to be here for a little bit because it is already hot and I am a little bit prone to heat stroke. It's just a thing about me, so I want to get out of here before it's like too hot. I've got a ton of water with me, so I should be good, but I'm going to enjoy it for a little bit, and then I'm going to head back to the ship, and I'm going to enjoy an empty ship, because that is actually my favorite part about cruising and taking port days, is that everybody's on the island, not as many people are on the ship, and you kind of have free reign of where I'm at. I actually came down by where the cabanas are, which is a little bit further down the beach, so you can see how much more empty it is than down there, close to where you get off of the tender. It's worth the extra walk. Down here, the sand is pretty compact, but it is walkable. If you have mobility issues, I know that they have some beach wheelchairs that I saw, so that would be an option for you. There we go. It feels so good. The water is actually not that warm. It is so refreshing considering how hot it is right now. I'm gonna chill here for a little bit and then maybe I'll go back to the ship, but this feels great. Even with the water, even with my own water to hydrate, it is warm out already and I am starting to feel not so great. So knowing myself, I have made the decision that I am going to take a look for a postcard so that I can get my souvenir, and then I'm going back to the ship in the AC. I know me, I know my life, I'm alone, I don't want to put myself in a bad situation. So back to the ship I go, and I'm going to enjoy that empty ship. Back now, I've had the opportunity to get cleaned up. I feel so much better. I've cooled off and I've gone up to grab some lunch. So I decided to go to the Deli and grab a meatball focaccia, and I got some coleslaw with it, and then I also popped over and grabbed some desserts over from the dessert part of the buffet. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Okay, that actually tastes like a real homemade meatball and not one of those like pre-processed meatballs that you get a lot of times when you get meatballs some places, which is so good. There's a lot of cheese on it. You saw me, I pulled off just a little bit of it because it was hanging down and was a mess. This is a messy sandwich. So I'm probably going to eat it with a fork as I finish it up. But it's really good. The sauce is a little bit sweet, and it balances out the saltiness of the cheese and the tomato focaccia. It's really good. Okay, that coleslaw is actually, it's a sweet coleslaw. It's really crunchy. It tastes really fresh. Nothing bad to say about it. It's like your standard coleslaw. So if you like coleslaw, you'll like it. Honestly, not a big fan of the fries on Carnival, so I went with the coleslaw. Let's go on and try a couple of the desserts that I grabbed. I honestly just wanted to sample, but I've got a chocolate honeycomb cake. I have a coffee cheesecake because I wanted to try that since the funfetti cheesecake is so good. And then red velvet cake, which is just my favorite dessert. Okay, it's like a dark chocolate cake. The frosting is really, really rich. The honey gives just a nice little contrast to it. Can't be mad at it. It's pretty good. The cheesecake is okay. It's got a little bit of a weird texture. There's probably some gelatin in there. I'm not really a big fan of it. It does have a good rich coffee flavor to it, and it's not overly sweet because of the coffee, but the texture is just a little funky. Oh yeah, that cream cheese frosting is really good. It's the best part of any red velvet cake. I love that so much. It's actually a dense cake, so it's kind of different from some of the other cakes that I've had from the buffet. It's got some structure to it, and the cream cheese frosting is sweet, and it's light, and it really lightens it up. It's very good. So I'm gonna enjoy my lunch. Came back to my room after lunch, and look at that, I got a towel animal. There we go. It looks like probably, I don't know, frog maybe? Can't really tell. But hey, he kept my rabbit from yesterday. So everything's good, everything's together. I'm gonna get a little wall of towel animals. Okay, so it's been a minute since you last saw me, and there is a reason for it. I went and filmed a little bit of a ship tour, but there's a second reason too. So earlier today when I was on Half Moon Cay, I talked about, hey, I know myself, I know my limits, I'm gonna go back, it's too warm for me, and I'm just gonna go and rest and hydrate, and I'm not gonna put myself in a bad situation. Well, knowing your limits and accepting and making smart decisions based on them are two completely separate things. And I am a stubborn person, as my husband would probably tell you if you asked him. So my idea for the ship tour today, while everybody was on the island, was I was going to go and do a whole bunch of the outside decks. So I was already warm. It's still warm on the ship. There's no breeze when we are ported. And I was up on all the open decks and running around and getting some really good footage for the ship tour, but I also made myself a little bit sick. So I wasn't feeling really well. I went back to my room and I took a nap. I rehydrated myself again. And now I'm feeling a lot better, thankfully, and I'll be able to actually enjoy the evening. So I've gone ahead, I've cleaned myself up. I'm feeling a whole lot better. I've got my book, and I'm going to go and find somewhere to quiet and breezy or air conditioned, and I'm gonna read for a little bit, and then probably gonna go to dinner and then find what's going on for the evening. But I have a feeling that since the piano bar is open tonight, I am going to be closing my night out at the piano bar once again, because honestly it's just a really, really fun time. It's something that I haven't done since I was like a teenager on cruises, and it's still kind of my vibe, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go and enjoy that. So I'll see you later when I go to dinner. Oh, my tiniest little duck. And this one's actually a dice, so I'm going to take this one because this really fits my nerdy interests really well. Okay, so it's quite a few hours later and I decided it was time for dinner. So I checked in for my dining, and I have ordered my meal, and they've brought me the first thing, which is some fresh bread. This bread is baked on the ship, it's served warm, and it is always so good, so I'm excited to give it a try. It's warm, it's fluffy, it's your standard bread loaf, white bread. You know that I'm into bread. I do a lot of baking myself, and this is always good, it's always satisfying, so it's a good way to start the meal. My first appetizer came super fast. Like, I ordered this like less than 5 minutes ago, and it's already on the table. So this is a broccoli cheese soup. It is green. It looks much more like it's heavier on the broccoli than the cheese aspect, which is totally fine with me. And then they put some fresh cracked black pepper on top. So let's give it a try. Okay, first of all, it's served really hot, which is good, because sometimes on Carnival the soups arrive and they are cold, and it's not as enjoyable, but this is really hot. It's the perfect temperature, and I was right. It's definitely more of a broccoli soup than a broccoli cheddar soup, which is great for me. I was hoping for it to be a little bit more vegetable-y. It's light, it's not super heavy because it doesn't have a ton of cheese in it, but it is pretty salty, so I don't know if I'll be finishing it because of that, but it's pretty good, and it is more vegetable than broccoli cheese. Okay, so the first course came really quick, and so did my salad. Like, not even 5 minutes later, there was a salad on my table. And then we got interrupted by a showtime, which is something that Carnival does during the dining services. And one of the things about the fact that I chose Your Time Dining is that you don't really know when showtime is coming with Your Time Dining, because they do it a few times throughout the night. But Your Time Dining is kind of my best chance to get a table by myself. So that was what I went with. Plus, it gives you the convenience of choosing when you want to eat. So it was really easy tonight. It's the first time I've eaten in the main dining room of this cruise, and I checked in. It said a 10 to 20 minute wait, and my table was ready in less than 10 minutes. So super fast, super easy. And next up, I've got my salad, which is the Gerard Street salad, which is from the Emerald menu, and let's give it a try. Okay, that's really good. It's kind of like a more peppery Caesar salad. It's got that nice little creamy dressing with a little bit of a tart background to it, but then it's got some black pepper in it that really boosts up the spice, and it's got like some hard-boiled eggs and some bacon on it to balance it a little bit and bring in some saltiness. So this is really good. I'm enjoying this. I'm going to finish up my salad. Again, another speedy arrival for the food. I had not finished my salad for more than a minute, and I had my entree sitting right in front of me. So I've got the cast iron bronzed fish for dinner, which is another item off of the Emerald menu. So a few years ago, Carnival did a full revamp on their menus, and they had the chef Emerald Lagasse do a whole bunch of different dishes for it, and every night there's an appetizer and an entree that is designed by Emerald. So I'm going to be giving that a try. This is some fish on grits with andouille sausage. It smells really, really good. And let's give it a try. Okay, so let's start with the good stuff. That andouille sausage is nice and spicy and not overly fatty, and it tastes really good, and it tastes like the sauce is probably made with it, so it's got a really good kick to it, and I'm really enjoying that. However, the fish is pretty overcooked. It's dry, which is unfortunate because this has potential to be such a good meal, but it's okay. It'll be okay, but I will say, also served very, very hot. Also, interestingly, with the speed at which everything is coming out, this meal is going to be done in under an hour. But there's actually an option on this ship now for an express meal with a guarantee to be out in under an hour with a simplified menu. But it seems that on this ship, either way, you're going to be going through your meal pretty quickly, which is nice if you've got other stuff that you've got to go to throughout the night. So I'm going to go finish this up, and I'll see you for dessert. Staying on the fish, there was one piece out of the 3 pieces of fish that were on my plate that was actually cooked perfectly. So I'm glad that I got that, and I got to try it where it was cooked really well, because that was really good. If you have the fish cooked properly, that bronze cast iron fish is so good. It's worth it. Unfortunately, mine was mostly overcooked. And continuing the speedy trend, I have been in this restaurant for about a half an hour, and I have my dessert in front of me. So I got the banana cream pie for dessert, and it says that it has some salted caramel with it. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Okay, that's really good. It's really light. It's real fresh banana in there. It's sweet. There seems to be like some salted caramel in there, but it's really, really good, and it's not too heavy of a close to the meal, but I am appreciating the creaminess of it after the little bit of the spice of the fish that I had. So I'm going to finish out this meal, and it looks like I'm going to be out in much less than an hour. As you can tell, I'm back in my room. Let's talk about dinner a little bit. So I walked into that restaurant and was seated at 7:45 tonight. I walked out at 8:30. So it was 45 minutes from walking in the restaurant to leaving, which is really fast, especially since I had not selected the express dining option. Apparently the express dining option is more of a limited menu. I think that actually quite a few of the things that I chose were on that menu, so that may have impacted it. But I also noticed that every table around me, since they usually seat groups together and serve at the same time, were also going at that same pace, and they didn't have things that were on there. So it's just moving really fast. I don't know if that's a change to Carnival. I don't know if that's something about your time dining where they're trying to like speed you through, but we haven't had that experience in the past for your time dining. So if that's a change, cool, because you can be in, out, and get on with your night and have a lot of fun. The servers were competent. They were good. Everything that I asked for, I got it quickly. Obviously, I got it quickly because it was such a fast meal. But they were not as personable as some that I've had in the past. And I don't think that that's necessarily a your time dining thing where, you know, they've got different guests every single night. Because I've done your time dining on past cruises when we booked late and we weren't able to get our assigned dining time that we preferred. And I like the convenience of your time dining because it really gives you a lot of flexibility that, you know, if you wake up late and you have a late breakfast and then you have a late lunch, you can eat late. Or if you're getting up early, you have meals at kind of like your usual times and you can go a little bit earlier and you're not locked into whatever you've selected months ago when you booked your cruise. So it is a great option. And some of the servers that I've had in the past for your time dining have been absolutely fantastic. They make the effort to get to know you for that one meal, and they want to chat and get to know you a little bit, and that just has not been the case, at least with this one meal. I'll have another meal in the main dining room. Actually, I'll probably have two. I don't think I'm doing any more specialty dining on this cruise. So I'll see if that's the case on the next couple, and maybe it was just my dining team that was like that, but it was definitely a departure from what I've gotten to know. So that is what it is. And it is interesting to me that having that chef's table meal last night and then the meal tonight where the chef's table, you know, everything is just so perfectly well put together. There's so much attention to detail. There never would have been a piece of dry fish on that plate. And then immediately the next night, I got that meal. And honestly, everything that I was served was, you know, it was edible. It was good. It was hot if it was supposed to be hot, cold if it was supposed to be cold. So there was nothing wrong with it. It's just completely different experience from what I had last night. I mean, I came in and I was just like, oh my God, that was the best meal I've ever had. And tonight I'm like, it was fine. It was fast. So I was able to get in, get out, and then I can go on with my night, and I'm cool with that. I'm going to go and find something else to do, probably head over to the piano bar. But yeah, you know, dinner was good. It was fine. It was stuff I've never tried before, so that was good for me, and I'm fed, so it's good for me. All right, so I will say goodbye for right now, and I will probably show you a couple clips of what happened throughout the night, and I'll see you to say goodnight.
Now that's not screaming. Here we go. European party girl, dance at the club. I'm just having fun. On stage in my ears, to where I belong down at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing down in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on dancing down the Pink Pony Club. Pink Pony Club. And I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, I said, hey, what's going on?
Oh my God, the night is over. It is midnight, which is so late for me normally, but once again, I ended up in the piano bar. You saw a couple of clips before the party really kicked off, because let me tell you, that piano bar player is just so good. He has brought the party every single night. It's the reason I keep going back. There are so many people who keep going back every single night. As soon as we hit that 11 o'clock hour, it is like a dance party in there. It is so much fun. Everybody's just vibing and singing and having the best time. And It's not something that I normally do, but I've been having so much fun. So I am tired. I am sweaty. I'm going to turn on my fan and enjoy the cold air. And then I'm going to go to bed. But I will see you all tomorrow for it's technically Nassau Day. I might get off the ship for a little bit just to see if I can find a postcard because so far it has been a bust on both the ship and in Half Moon Cay. But ultimately, I think it's going to be a bonus ship day for me. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.